Sag, welcome to your Celtic Cross reading. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Let's jump on into it. Show me Sagittarius. Show me Sagittarius. What's going on, please, for Sagittarius? Show me Sagittarius, please. What's going on for Sag? Like always, these are general readings, not one-to-one personal. Therefore, you should take what resonates, leave what does not. Very rarely does 100% resonation occur, and very rarely is it 0%. Most people are somewhere in the middle. All the more reason, okay? If it fits, it fits, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. If you find yourself becoming increasingly upset and or frustrated by what I'm saying, I want you to do me a favor, separate from it, pause it, put it away, watch it later. Maybe not at all. However, if there's a kernel of truth in there that vibrates with you, no matter how difficult the message, I would challenge you to look at it so you can learn, all right? But if it's not for you, it's not for you. Most frustration occurs when people try to force it to fit when it just doesn't. It's not supposed to. There you go. Dead center, Nine of Pentacles. One of my favorites. Challenging you. Ace of Pentacles. How do I make this happen? Or is there something coming toward you? Yes, not. I can't tell. We gotta clarify. That's interesting. But interesting. Nine of Pentacles. What's hovering around you? I know. That's you. You little hottie. I got it. Energy. The Queen of Wands. That's lovely, bright, fiery, passionate. All you. Okay, relevant past, the King of Swords, but that wasn't always the case, was it? Sometime in your timeline, in the relevant past, you had to put your hard hat on and say, well, okay, facts is facts. Exiting, Two of Cups, a love type situation, might be on the exit or on the wane. Upcoming, Two of Pentacles. What do I do? Do I do anything? Is it for me to fix? Is it for me to say? Do I even have options? Is there anything for me to contribute, especially if it's exiting? All right, near future, Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, your strengths. Knight of Swords taking action, your environment, Page of Wands opening up, the Hierophant and your hopes and fears, and then your outcome is yet to be known. Wheel of Fortune, things are shifting and changing as we speak. Okay, so that's more of a long-term picture further out. Let's start right here at the basics. Nine of Pentacles. You're telling me you're independent. Again, not a surprise for Sag. It's kind of one of your trademark energy inferences. I do my own thing. Yes, you do. And it's one of my top favorite cards. Absolutely. I can do my own thing. I'm very competent. I'm good at what I do. Thank you. I'm very comfortable in the garden of my own making, and I'm seeing it here on the split as well with that Two of Cups and Ten of Swords. If you have recently, been hurt in something that was personal to you, ended, or there's just pain here, we're going to talk about it. I see it's exiting. All right, show me that Nine of Pentacles, please. I don't know if it's necessarily a significant other or a lover type situation, but there's where your cup was exchanged with somebody. Okay. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, please. Show me that Nine of Pentacles. Show me that nine. For others of you, it is simply on delay. It hasn't quite gone anywhere just yet. Hold on. Show me that Nine of Pentacles, please. Show me that Nine of Pentacles. Okay, show that Nine of Pentacles, please. Ten of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Magician. You're like, I love what I'm doing. I love my life. Fuck yes, I love it. I love it. You got some Big Daddy energy in there. Wow. You're like, I'm at a 9, Christina. I'm at a 9 of Pentacles, and I'm super comfortable. I'm just trying to get to a 10. I'm just saying. So we are large and in charge. We're in our power. Look at you. You might have some very strong Aries in your chart. Not the point. This is very high modes, very strong, articulated modes of self-empowerment. I know what I'm doing. Don't get in my way. I would not advise about that. You're either for me or you're against me. But right now, you are Team Sag across the board. You're like, everything I'm doing is in my best interest for my community, my family, my resources, my network, my game. This is my A game, baby. Look at my aim game. I mean, you are on it. Look at that. And you're manifesting. You're like, more of this. More me, please. More me in this, please. So 9 of Pentacles to the 10. They're 1 pentacle away. You're like, yeah, more. But it's at your highest function. With the Emperor there, you're just large and in charge here. I feel like you're that Sag who is calling the shots, and you're very comfortable calling the shots. And I just see whatever, literally the Empire here, the Emperor is ruling his empire, and he's very content with what he's doing and how he's doing it. So it's like, why would you screw up that formula, right? I agree. Now, why is this crossing you? Why is this? What is this? What is this? Some of you might have declined opportunities to do your own thing. Let's take a look. I'll know. Or an opportunity did not fit you. It was in the path of you doing your own thing, of you ruling your own particular empire. I had to be my own boss. You're like, I just, whatever that is, thank you for the opportunity, but no. Ace of Pentacles. You know, some of you are like that. I have those moments too. I have had those moments too, I promise. It's like, well, I could do your thing, but I feel like my thing would be better. Ace of Pentacles. Why is it challenging? Look at that. Look at that. Team Sag. Hell yes. Ace of Pentacles crossing. Ace of Pentacles in that challenge. Making it happen. Putting the energy into it. Yeah. It's not quite it. What is this Ace of Pentacles? What is this? Show me this Ace of Pentacles, please. Show me that Ace of Pentacles. Temperance. Seven of Cups. Oh, Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Oh. Well, it's looking... There you are. That's your power energy right there, honey. Temperance. Seven of Cups and Nine of Pentacles. Okay. It's interesting. Do you know, some of you had some sort of opportunity for love here and you declined it. And I can kind of see why. I can't go into details of it. We'd be here all day. It's interesting. And I think it very much speaks to your spirit. But there's something here that would not take shape. And it's like, I'm not putting my money on that. I'm not betting on this. Like, it's just not an option for me, or I'm not an option for you. I choose me. I invest in me. Because look at the magnificence of your work and who you are as a person. You're very much invested in your own particular empire. And you're like, I know it's best for me, and I can't invest. It's a pentacle you couldn't take seriously, or it's an investment in some sort of love option that wouldn't take shape. It wouldn't become serious, or it wouldn't become viable, and you couldn't take it seriously. It's kind of like, this is nice. You're telling me with Temperance, time has passed. I've healed myself towards this. I'd rather be my own person because the investment's too soft. It's like it can't be taken seriously. Now, had it been something stronger, something that has more shape to it, like the Six of Cups or the Lovers, it might have been a different gig. As it were, it's the Seven of Cups. It's like, this is an option in love, but not really. It's like, whatever the situation is, it's like it's an option in love, but it's one I'm not going to take because it's not solid, it's not real, it's too fuzzy. It's a little fantasy maybe, but it's emotionally all over the place. It's not taking shape, and I can't take that seriously as an investment because the Ace of Pentacles is something real, it's valid, we can touch it, it's legit. And it's only a challenge when we don't accept it and we were wrong, or it's not viable. And backing that up with something soft and dreamy, like the Seven of Cups, like, it's nice to have options in love. It's nice to fantasize about love. But I'm not trying to live in fantasy. It's not solid. It's not legit. And we had to heal ourselves to this. That's you. I'm interested in reality, you're saying. I'm interested in being my own man. I'm interested in being my own woman. So while it's lovely, it's also not serious. I'm serious. You're telling me your energy's here twice. I'm serious. I know what I'm worth, and this option of love is not a representation of my worth, so no, I can't take it seriously. Or was never a real option to begin with. Or there was the illusion. That's what it is? Is that why I'm saying time here? There was the illusion that it could be something solid over time, but it was an illusion that never panned out. Because Temperance is still time at the end of the day, guys. There was the illusion that something might become more solid over time. Or perhaps you healed yourself to that. It's like, I'd rather be on my own and solid, Nine of Pentacles in reality, not once or twice, than kind of maybe hold out hope for this love, whatever it is, to become more solid. I politely decline. I live in the real world. I need me more than I need this, kind of like that. I mean, because I'm not going to lie, your real world's slamming. You're successful, and as far as I can tell, you're sitting at the head of the state. So, yeah, if I were you, I'd be choosing my reality too. And in many ways, I have. You know, that's what it is to choose your reality, to choose yourself. You're either empowered or you're not, you know? And something either shapes up to a real offer or it doesn't. And this wasn't a snap decision. This happened over time. We had plenty of time to make that cup solid, to take it seriously, to be taken by someone else seriously, and it either happens or it doesn't. So I agree with you 100%. I don't argue with that at all. I'd rather be my own woman than maybe or maybe not something happens between us that's solid and I can understand it. Because I got stuff to do. So you know what I mean? That's remarkably, I think that's beautiful energy. I think it's very consolidated energy in that respect of I know me. It might have taken me a minute to consider this offer that really isn't an offer. It's too soft. I don't know what the hell this is. It's not showing me investment or return on the investment. We're still a 7 of Cups. I don't want to be an option. I choose me. I am my only option, right? Look at that, solid as hell. 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. That's fucking... You're not only just saying I'm manifesting, I know what I'm manifesting, and it works. You're saying it works to the umpth degree. It works to the umpth degree. This, however, not so much. And I gave it time. You're saying I gave this, whatever this was, Christina, I gave it plenty of time for it to work itself out to the umpth degree, and it didn't, or it won't. So I choose me. I am my best investment. Some of you are living up to that advice I give all the time. I am my best investment, and you saw that. I don't know who that is. I don't know what that opportunity represents, but it's an opportunity that wouldn't take shape or become feasible or realistic in someone's eyes. And you told me you gave it enough time as it was to do whatever it is that it needed to do, to invest itself the way it needed to invest, to plant itself the way it needed to be planted. You know? Okay. You're hovering energies that you are you. You know, you're excited, you're turned on, you're passionate, you're determined. I see that. Some of you might be double, triple fire, Sagittarius, specifically. Show me. Show me that Queen of Wands, please. Show me that Queen of Wands. Show me that Queen of Wands. I'm not saying you're perfect. No one's perfect, and I'm sure I'm going to prove it here in a second. But that's not the point. You believe in yourself. That's the point. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. You believed in yourself more. That's it. Than whatever that situation was. So you chose yourself. There you go. Show me that Queen of Wands, please. Show me that Queen of Wands. Show me that Queen of Wands. I don't know. Take it out of love context. Some of you were waiting forever for a promotion. It wouldn't come through, so you parted ways, did your own thing, and you were very successful at it. Could be that simple of a translation. If it's related to work, yeah. Same gig, man. The moon. 6 of Swords. Some of you are just moving away from the unknown. Sick of it. You're sick of the illusions, specifically. You're moving out of the fears, out of the secrets, out of the unknown. You're just blasting your spirit wide open with the Fool. You're really claiming yourself here. It's amazing. It's quite beautiful, really. You're really claiming your energy, what it does, what it's about, who it's for, what it's about, what it's for, what you're trying to achieve for you, yourself, your long-standing self. It's just amazing. You really are eschewing any concepts of secrecy and illusions and bullshit. No longer confusing situations. Just leaving it all behind. It's kind of like, you know what, whatever that mystery is, I'm done trying to solve it, right? Not every day of life is meant to be like Scooby-Doo. It's like, here's another mystery. Fuck that. Sometimes you just want things to be clear. I don't know about you, but I think that was one of the most ridiculous shows in history was Scooby-Doo. It annoyed me but I was always very intelligent as a kid, and you knew what was, you should have known after the first episode what was going to happen every episode after that. So it's like, no, No more chasing mysteries. No more trips, unnecessary trips down the moon. If you ever go down Moon Avenue, as I call it, it's because you're working your own shit out. You're not voluntarily going down there to understand something that's just unsolved mysteries. Okay, we're just leaving that behind. No more illusions. No more delusions. We're just leaving that all behind. I want stuff that's clear, and I know what I'm getting into. My spirit wills it. I will it. It's showing me a lot of forthright energy that's right for you, and concepts that are right for you. Not because you're angry, pissed off, but because, again, you understand the Sag I'm looking at. Fundamentally, your core principles that I understand myself. I was coming from a place where I was way too involved in something that didn't make sense, and it was confusing. And you're taking that moon and whatever it used to represent to you, also that Seven of Cups with the illusions of options and love or feelings that wouldn't solidify. Okay, the softness, the unknown, you're kind of taking like, okay, moon, I've been trying to work with you for a long time, and you never want to solve yourself, and I can't seem to solve you. Kind of done playing with the moon. Let's go into reality, please, where my energy and my efforts make sense. And you've been shining brightly there ever since, right? Okay, that King of Swords, that wasn't always the case, as we said. At some point in your relevant past, you had to have a sharp mind. Be determined, possibly a little bit assholey. Show me that King of Swords, please. Show me that King of Swords, please. Show me that King of Swords. Could be someone else. I don't know. Let's take a look. Show me that King of Swords. The World, Ace of Swords, you followed your truth. A particular construct, friendship, you cut it out. Okay. So yeah, there was a time where you kind of had to step up and do something unpleasant. You're showing me how unpleasant it was. You did not enjoy it at all. But you did do your best to emotionally distance yourself from whatever this is because you had a particular truth here. And here's the thing about the King of Swords. You can say he's uptight. You can say he's an asshole. Sure. He and the Queen of Swords, they have to emotionally distance themselves because they're very logical people. They're like, I have to work with what I know, not with what I feel. That's pretty much their job. So you had a truth here that was solid as hell. Ace of Swords, it's like, once I see it, I can't unsee it, right? That's what his job is. I saw it, I thought it, now I can't unsee it, and I can't unthink it. And we worlded, cycled out. Some sort of something. The Three of Pentacles here, some sort of friendship. You had to go into a cold place to do it, but it was also from a place of logic and reasoning. It's like, so it must be done. Like I said, that wasn't too long ago. It's looking like a very sharp memory in your mind. I don't see pain attached to it. So that tells me you've processed a lot of it. And you're telling me logically this had to be done. It just made sense to cycle this out. So what that Three of Pentacles is to you, friend, something where you had some sort of, or what was meant to be cooperative effort. Okay. We're building something here. That's the idea. It's the idea we're building something. I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess. That's what this is. We had enough time to pass to realize that soft, fuzzy cup might have been an illusion in love, or it would just not be taken seriously or have real effort put into it. So therefore it always remained a fuzzy, confusing, I don't know what the hell this is cup between two people. It had the potential, the solid, but your Nine of Pentacles self, which is so glorious, your commanding self, said, I gotta choose me, excuse me. That's it. You gotta choose me. I know what I can do, and I think I've hung around for this too long. That kind of thing. Yeah, so it's not, I'm not saying it was a happy truth. I'm not saying you were jumping for joy for it. I say you had to become emotionally detached to do it. That wasn't fun. That wasn't fun. But you're also saying, factually speaking, this has to be done. It's not going anywhere. Okay. There was some sort of constructive effort, but it was low level. Three of Pentacles, it wouldn't get bigger. Okay, that's why I'm drawing it back to that particular situation. Now, here's the actual emotional piece, is the Two of Cups is exiting. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Show me that Two of Cups, please. It's on the exit. Perhaps this was the case where you knew you had feelings and they didn't, and that's why it always remained soft and fuzzy, or it was the other way around. Because Two of Cups is much more personal than the Seven, obviously. It suggests you and I have an emotional exchange, and that was the whole point, right? That was the whole point. This is between you and me. It's personal. It's supposed to be personal. It's not some confusing option in love, you know? It's like I've been telling people lately, you know, it's great to have options in love unless you're on the other side and you're just always an option to someone whom you know means more to you than that. And it's not so fun. So somebody here understood the situation more to be an option. The other person wasn't defining it so well, or they didn't know how. I don't know. Show me that Two of Cups, please, is on the exit. Show me that Two of Cups, please. Page of Cups, Two of Pentacles. You got really tired of trying to keep your heart open towards this. Too much time is attached to it. I got it. The Wheel of Fortune plus you, Temperance, is already here. You're playing too much hopscotch with whatever this cup situation was. I see you keeping your heart open towards it, and now you no longer can, or you feel that you no longer can. The Two of Pentacles, it became an impossible situation where you didn't know how to invest in the love. Did you want it to become more personalized between you and them, more formally recognized as this is just between us, these feelings? Just, this is you and me swapping cups here, nobody else. Did you want it to be more formalized? Did you keep your heart open towards it? Yeah, with the Page of Cups. Did time pass with the Wheel of Fortune? And we still didn't know what the hell was going on? Yeah. All that confusing stuff is going away. It's exiting. Okay, so this, like I said, does not look terribly fresh. I'm not seeing a lot of pain here. It's more like I understand these things are facts now, right? Instead of fighting it, fighting yourself, fighting the situation. I think you did all that already. Okay, that's what this is. I'm not chasing the moon anymore. I'm not chasing the mystery anymore. It's not a mystery when it stops being fun. When it comes down to reality, and you keep seeing over and over again what's missing and what's not happening and who's not doing what, it stops being a mystery, and it's just tiresome. It just becomes tiresome. I'm tired of chasing the illusion. I'm tired of chasing the moon. Something should be more discernible between you and I by now, right? Okay. So that's exiting. Specifically, your feelings for it are exiting. You see them as being equally divided is also exiting. That's kind of one of the illusions that perhaps you and I felt the same, but it's looking like one of us never really did, you know, because there's that sense of equality here that's not taking. There you go. There you go. Yeah, the illusions about this, whether you were right or wrong, I don't know. And here's the thing, neither do you. So you can't live on the potential of the love feeling being more to someone or on the same page. You can feel the potential, that doesn't mean it's true. And even if it is true, that doesn't mean it's being acted upon. And there's too much confusion about that real world energy. What are the two people here really feeling? So it's kind of like, I don't know. And I just have to accept the fact that I don't know, because I'm tired of chasing the moon. The secrets and the illusions and all that. It's just, you're saying you're tired. The Two of Pentacles here. Is there any more you can give to this situation? So I don't know why that's coming up for you again in the immediate future. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Show me that Two of Pentacles, please. Show me that Two of Pentacles, please. Yeah. You are saying very clearly, I choose me. Look at me go, and now I can manifest my best interests at full blast. You know? I understand. Show me that Two of Pentacles, please. It's like exiting here, you've given up on any sort of emotional construct with this person. I don't know if it's because you don't believe them, it's just because you said, I'm tired of trying to find out. And that's as good a reason as anything else. It's as good as not knowing. And it's as good as knowing. Just because, even if someone was on the same emotional page with you and you knew that, that doesn't mean real effort was being put into it, that you could see it. Again, it's like, It's something's either clear and apparent and it speaks for itself, or it doesn't. Two of Pentacles. The Hierophant's here twice. Huh. Knight of Cups, Nine of Cups. Somebody here wants to say very much how they feel. That kills me, man. That stabs me right in the little heart. Oh, that stabs me right in the fucking heart. Because I feel it. I'm looking at it and I feel it. The potency of it. It's beautiful. It stabs me in the fucking heart to look at it. I don't know how else to put it. I see it and it makes me cry. It makes me want to cry. I hate that. I hate this conflict in human beings. I do. I hate seeing it. I hate it when people experience it. Someone can have that much inside them and they say and do nothing. It hurts my heart. You've wrestled with this topic. And I told you, you don't know ultimately how they felt, so if it was on the same page or not. You said you were tired of chasing the answer. They have an answer. They do have an answer. And it was the one you were always chasing. And they don't know how to deliver the answer. And that's for them to figure out. It's not for you. You already know that. You learned it the hard way. When you cut this person out, you weren't being an asshole. You're like, logically, this is what I have to do. No more chasing illusions. I'm wasting my energy in this. Too much time has passed. And it takes a lot in a person. So I give you full marks for this. It takes a lot for a person to give up that moon, to stop chasing the illusion. I gotta know. Honey, you don't gotta... I know it seems like you do because you're invested to such an extent, emotionally and otherwise, right? But there's a huge power in understanding that you have no power about a particular situation, and that in and of itself is a power. And the minute you relinquished that need to know, you gave all the power back to you. You can't go around chasing illusions and somebody's feelings, and the construct and is so powerful. We've experienced so much, we've done so much, we've said so much, and I'm still confused at the end of the day by the most fundamental thing. Do you love me? And you don't have the answer. You still don't have the answer. What were you supposed to do? You can suspect, you can feel, you can intuit all day long, but unless someone chooses to speak for themselves and act for themselves, you're always chasing a moon. And you don't want to chase moons anymore. You just want it to open up to you. So no, I don't see you being angry. I don't see you... if you were angry, pissed off, bitter, or upset, I don't see it. Not anymore. Your interest has been 100% put back into you. That's what we call recycling energy, or stepping back into your power. Okay? And like I said, you get so much power. You have so much power when you understand you have none. Oops. When you understand a situation is beyond your control, and you can't make anyone understand anything. And you can't make anyone act and do anything that they don't want, and you can't make anyone feel or express feelings that they have or don't have. So if it helps you, I promise you this person has an answer in them. And it's actually a beautiful answer. It is actually a beautiful answer. But it's an answer they have to give themselves permission to say. They have big love for this. I don't know why they're intersecting your timeline for future, and the fact that you two are still very much energetically connected. Spiritually, Hierophant sits here twice, could be connecting to Taurus. It doesn't have to be. It's just the spiritual reference for this person set fairly high. But the output is very low. And that's what you were struggling with, I believe. This wish fulfillment here with the Nine of Cups, personal wish fulfillment, this makes me happy. Emotional expression, the outward of our feelings. the vulnerability that's attached to it. You have to be so brave. You have to be so bold to say, this is how I feel, and that's a scary thing for a lot of people. This person's got the goods with the Hierophant in there, but he's a big permissions guy. This person has a hard time giving themselves permission to express how they feel, and they feel so very much. So like I said, they do have an answer. It's just not one that you've heard. And it's the one I believe you were chasing for a long time. Whether or not they will choose to relinquish that answer, I could not say. They themselves are still struggling with how they feel, which is ironic because all their feelings are right here. But this is that thing we do where, like, I have all these feelings, but maybe not. So Two of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. It's a delay tactic. What to say, how to say it, I don't know, so don't say anything at all. Don't return it. Don't express it. It won't come out right. Love, I got news for everybody. Love never comes out right. Until you are old fuddy-duddies and you've been together for years, okay? Love never comes out right. At the beginning, I was just, nah. It's been a great day. It's been a great day. I've had a great day. I'm not going to say that. So I don't know where the barrier in this person is that they can't cross it, or they feel that they can't. Parts of them want to, and then they stop, question themselves, and then good example of this. I'm having a hard time. Have you ever been in that position where you've had tricky footing? Okay. As much as I like hiking, unfortunately, my balance is shit. It just is. Okay. But I do. I enjoy hiking, and if I could climb more, like climbing, I would. I really enjoy it. And anyone who's ever climbed, professionally or otherwise, or hiking otherwise, will tell you this. The second you stall because you're not sure about your footing, your chances of falling go way up. So what happens is, as soon as we start to stall, okay, and our most powerful of feelings, we're going to all but guarantee we fall, trip, fuck up, or just hesitate so long we talk ourselves out of it and take steps back instead of taking steps forward. Do you see what I'm saying? So the hesitation is here. The momentum in this person, the energetic momentum in this person to push forward in their feelings is here. But if you stall long enough, you stumble, or you delay, or you fall backwards. It's kind of like that. They can't find the footing in their emotional expression and what they can say or how they can say it, when really everything is right there at their disposal. It's beautiful. Why it's crossing your timeline, I guess. I think you still feel their energetic pull. Pull of you. That's appropriate. That's appropriate. I think that's the national. Yeah. The Pull of You. If it's even familiar, it's a heavy album, man. That's a heavy album. This person's got a serious pull in them, outside of them. I hope that they find it. So FYI, I'm sorry I had to take a minute because it was beautiful. It just hits me in the heart. Your emotions for this they are trying to exit, specifically the confusion around it. Okay, giving up the mystery. I'm sorry, let's move on. I stayed there longer than I meant to. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Your strengths, yeah, you taking action, all right. You busy. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not a lawnmower, which is a good thing. It's 106 outside. I don't know what grass is growing anyway. I mean, really. It's hot in Texas. Yeah, the illusion was really here. Confusion, illusion. I do believe, however, between the seven, keeps coming up, 7 of Cups and the Moon, There is no way you two were not meeting on the dreamscape. Oh yeah, we're talking dreams. Dreams. A fair amount of them too. Whispers of impressions when you're awake too. King of Cups, Queen of Cups, Eight of Cups. You still have a very huge heart here. I see that. King, Queen of Cups, they're talking to themselves here, trying to get their heart space back in order. And that's exactly what you did. It's a very active process for you. I agree. This is one of your strengths. So the side I'm looking at, this is actually a non-issue for you, is that you tend to take action very quickly when it comes to matters of the heart. You tend to act through your heart. You have a big, bold, beautiful heart here with the King, Queen of Cups. I think that I don't see this as two people. I'm seeing this as a merged person. If it's otherwise, I would tell you. This is the both masculine as well as the feminine water space hearts, that you are in touch with both your masculine and feminine heart space. In other words, you know when to lead and you know when to express. You know when to withhold and you know when to go forward. And that's all based on feeling. I have every reason to believe you literally act through your heart more often than not. And your Queen of Cups is still kind of mourning the fact that she had to emotionally walk away from this because she's feeling it in that softer space. But she's coming back to terms with it. This is, again, an active process. The King of Cups says we must forge ahead, okay? That you will love this person in your own way that you always have and that you probably always will. And kind of telling the Queen of Cups it's going to be okay. Okay? Like, we're sorry we had to do this. And again, it's like an emotional conversation you're having with yourself. I'm sorry we had to do this. Nevertheless, this is what we must do. We have to love ourselves more, okay? And taking action and loving yourself more. Okay, and knowing what that means to you in terms of you can't live on I don't know, and you cannot live on chasing moons, and no matter how much you two dreamed about each other or thought about each other at the same places, you can't live on that, right? I agree. So, you know, he's trying to comfort her, and she's still in the process of, I had to withdraw my heart from this, and it sucks and it hurts. I understand. That King of Cups, nevertheless, is pulling you forward. Okay. The Page of Wands is in your environment. A little bit of curiosity. A little bit of opening up. A little bit of opening up. Show me that Page of Wands, please. Show me that Page of Wands, please. Show me that Page of Wands. I wonder. I do wonder. So much activity outside. Well, it's like, well, if we can't mow the lawn, we'll just drive up and down the street. Compensation is a really weird thing human beings do. Okay, Strength, the Tout, something's coming. Sorry, I don't mean to freak you out. Something's coming. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's sizable. That's a lot. But it, you know, hey, it could be a good opportunity. I don't know. You will. Somebody's gonna. It's like I'm going about my business. Okay, I'm trying to live through my heart over here. I'm living through my heart over here. I'm doing what's best for me. I'm ruling an empire. What's going on? So you're like peeping your head out the door, Page of Wands, and then something breaks through. I don't quite know when, and I don't know why, and I don't know by who, and I'm not necessarily convinced it's you. It's looking like you are on the receiving end of some energy. It's a judgment. It's a judgment call. It's a Tower. It's coming in as a bit of a surprise, and it is going to require strength of will in order for you to kind of allow yourself to be open to that. You're gonna have to be open to receive a particular message. You just pulled 3 majors on a little guy, so that kind of tells me you didn't expect it. I really feel like you were going about your Sagittarian business. Everything up until that point was very reasonable and made sense. So it's funny, I feel like Scorpio, I don't know how many readings ago it was, but it had a fairly large impact somewhere down the road as well. Scorpio, Tower, Judgment. I mean, why the hell did I say that? Tower, Scorpio. Strength, Judgment. Okay. I don't know. In your environment's Page of Wands, you just generally have an open heart, open sense of curiosity, taking a look around, getting yourself re-involved in different things, and what? Who knows? Doesn't matter. Point is, it's healthy curiosity. And then it's like, oh, it's Sag, we heard you were curious. I don't know. And when it emerges, there won't be any mistaking it. I'll know that. Damn, dude. That's the one right there I'd like to detail. I would love to detail that one. I don't know what this is, but it's looking like it's a decision, and it's going to be a bit of a surprise. Spirit's decision, influence, lessons learned, or something coming towards you with a powerful concept. That's going to have you stop and take pause. Okay? Let's see. Some of that Hierophant, please. Hopes and fears. Now that's interesting. Tying back to this person, possibly. Show me that hopes and fears. Show me that hopes and fears. Show me that. Show me that. Show me that. Show me that Hierophant energy, please. Show me that Hierophant, please. Ooh, nice. This is, what is this? This is vintage tarot. This is more done in the tattoo style, I believe. Show me that. Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Well, good for them. It's the Ace of Pentacles that was always in question. Guess who? Yeah. You know, it's kind of one of those things where you're always afraid to know, but you always wanted to know. And as we discussed, chasing the illusion, chasing the moon. The determination here of that energy. I knew this wasn't yours. This was the question you were always chasing. They have the answer, but they have to bring forward that answer of their own will, want, and accord. That's called free will. It has to be honored. You acted on your own free will back here. Okay? You did what you thought was right for you based on evidence and what it is that you felt wasn't there or was slipping away. Okay? That kind of thing. This is discussed. I do see this person coming forward to their own free will, I believe. What the Ace of Pentacles looks like, I don't know, but this time it's in the upright. So it's kind of the thing that you had always hoped for, but possibly always feared. It's like, do I dare ever actually answer that particular question? Parts of you got really comfortable chasing the unknown, because then you wouldn't have to know either way, right? But a part of you always wanted the answer too. I understand. Somebody's got an answer, but I will say this, I like it. I do like the execution of it, and I'll tell you why. I like it when I see the King, Queen of Swords coupled up with the High Priestess. So that tells me that this person is using their logic as well as their feeling. Those two should coincide. They are not enemies. We should have intelligence as well as feeling. Okay, it's not one or the other. It is both. Someone who can use logic, rationality with that strong sense of determination of this is what I know to be true, plus the High Priestess that says I'm in touch with my feelings as well, and my feeling told me to navigate this way. Logically speaking, I also knew that this was correct. So they can say logically this is correct and that they are feeling this way as well. So it's claiming. It's very claiming, which is good. I like that. It's not Two of Pentacles, not by a long shot. This is very claiming. This is what I have to say. This is what I have to present. What that presentation looks like, I don't know. But the Hierophant's pushing that one through as an authorized request. That's who he is, man. He's like an authorized request guy. It's like permission granted or permission denied. I hate to boil him down that way, but the spiritual essence of such, he's an enforcer, okay? He's an enforcer. Here's the rule book. Here's the norms. This is the box. This is the structure. Everyone agreed to it, and I got to enforce it. He doesn't, but that's what he thinks his job is. So when it comes down to the enforcement of whatever that box is, the rules are, the spiritual destiny of things, is like, well, this either meets the criteria of the box or it doesn't. So it can take a while for him to get flexible. Flexibility is not his strong suit. He's an enforcer. So if your job is to enforce a structure, a box, a rule, a Bible, a way of doing things, and you're asking that person who's an enforcer to become flexible, to think differently, to see differently, to experience things differently, to feel things differently, to express themselves in ways that they are not used to, guess what? It's going, you know, there's not much elbow room in there. For them, never mind anyone outside of it. So if in other words, that person has to spiritually line up with themselves to know what they want to do, and that can take a while. Okay, it's that Taurian energy, it's that fixed earth energy. This is my direction as I've always understood it. I was never trying to change anything, right? So there has to be logic, reasoning in a spiritual sense of this is correct, otherwise I wouldn't be here. And I'm seeing those components in place for this person. What it looks like, I don't know. But like I said, I like the components. There's spiritual, logic, feeling, as well as earthbound reality. So there's all the quadrants in a good place for whatever this is. It's the thing that you had always wanted to know, but maybe feared to know. That could be what that little judgment tower strength thing is. Okay. Wheel of Fortune, what happens after that? I don't know. But with that kind of level of acknowledgement and confirmation, yeah, I would imagine it's going to jumpstart the old wheel to move in some kind of direction or pick up speed or I don't know what. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what happens. Wow. 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 I like that. It's a good quadrant. Spirit, mind, body, pentacle, and feeling. It's good. It's a good quadrant. Can't say it's not. All the four corners. That's beautiful. It might be that the magnificence of, and I don't know what it looks like in reality. I just know the magnificence of it is that it says this had to happen like this right here, right now. This is how it was supposed to be. Okay. Show me that Wheel of Fortune, please. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, nice. Really smooth on this one. Really nice. Really nice delivery on this one. Okay. Okay. Again, this is interesting. This is one of the second times in the past couple of weeks I'm seeing the devil as attached to fear as opposed to a problem. And that's fine. It's just interesting. Interesting observation. The Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, the Devil, Justice. Somebody's learning to trust their heart more. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I mean, that's beautiful. We're learning to trust our heart more in this, and also learning to trust the situation more. That's beautiful. You know, it's that old cliche. It's cliche for a reason. The truth shall set you free. We're learning to balance out the intensity of feelings here. And there's an understanding here that perhaps you two were a little bit more calibrated than you understood. Okay? There is a revelation in terms of the old heart space that perhaps there was fear attached to one's feelings. And we're better learning how to balance that, to not allow the intensity of our feelings, be they positive or negative, to overwhelm us. So, you ever been in that situation with a family member where you just were like, you cannot, but you can't say that because they're family. Okay. You find ways. It may not be blunt, but you find ways. Well, I'm not inviting that hold at Thanksgiving. But you know, that's one. That's like a negativity, and it's for one reason or another we can't extract it from our lives. Okay. But that's feeling always one direction about that particular person or situation. And then you can have the opposite, where you feel extremely positive in that direction or towards that person. And it's neither or correct. It's neither pure hate and agony and bitterness and upsetness and frustration, and neither is it pure love and pure joy and everything else. Most of us, like I say, fall somewhere in the middle, and that's what I'm saying here is the balance of those extreme emotions. It's like what I feel sometimes is so intensely it scares me, but through talking through it and articulating it, it takes away that fear. It does. It takes away the fear, and we kind of see how much more normalized or calibrated toward each other that we really were. We have such a huge fear on speaking our emotions, feeling our emotions, be they good or bad. When it's like, in reality, we can both meet somewhere in the middle. It doesn't have to be so extreme in either end that we're both afraid of what we feel. I agree. And that's gonna put things in motion for terms of change. What that change looks like in the long term, I don't know, but I'd love to find out. I'd love to see what this looks like in time. I just know that with that kind of understanding that our emotions between us are balanced, they're neither extremely bad or extremely good. they're like somewhere in most people where there's love here. And it's good. And it was meant well. We fucked it up along the way. But I think we're more in tune with each other than we were. And perhaps we're a bit more on the emotional page than you understood, they understood. It's neither extremely right nor extremely wrong. It's somewhere in the middle. And life is messy like that. Yeah. I don't know how that wheel of fortune will turn for you two in the end. I could not say. You'd actually have to be in it to find out. But I am actually seeing more than just energetic connectivity. There's real world application here too. I see the bit of a shock there. It's okay. When it arrives, I don't know. I'm not trying to do time checks on Celtic Cross. But I'm deeply curious. I won't do it. I know, so you just got so pissed. Why not? I don't know, honey, with that kind of energy, that oomph, even though in reality, it might be as simple as a phone call. But the energy behind it is such as that it had to be this way, this moment, this time. You see what I'm saying? The sincerity of it. The depth behind it. I do like this person's quadrant. It's very tidy. Like I said, that when they know, they know. It's just, it's already there with them. That's you know. Do you still love them? Yeah, you do. It's more like you were tired of playing the guessing game about how they felt. Oh, there she is again. I just noticed her. Yeah, I know you did. There is that Queen of Cups. She's the one that's upset that she had to emotionally distance herself. The King of Cups is over here saying, yeah, but we had to. And we're acting through that. Okay, so she's mourning. Interesting. Sorry, that caught my attention again. That's for some of you. She's the one that's in mourning. Did you love this person? Yes, of course you did. It was their moon that you were chasing, I believe. The answer. You know what I mean? Not having one, you settled for logic. We had discussed why. Has so much power energy. I couldn't begin to tell you. The hint, the earliest hint I got is Leo season, which we are now currently in. I don't know. I honestly do not know. That would be the earliest. First quarter moon in Virgo, assess this situation, and so you have been. I'm saying that mostly tied to your relevant past. And then cool your emotions. Yes, you are. That's another great way to put it. Cooling your emotions, knowing that you are indeed so I'm like this emotional being, very much so. I live through my heart. I act through my heart. I don't apologize for it. It's my process. It's one of the things that makes me a successful person because I am comfortable with me. Other people express themselves earth-wise, air-wise, fire-side. So the emotional process, I get this. And in that doing, you have that responsibility, especially if you have a feminine, masculine heart, okay? That's a really good balance there, is that you're going to feel things very deeply and sometimes very, very quickly. And then you have a responsibility as time passes to temper that, show maturity towards it, and say, yes, I understand, this hurts. But we also know we have to love ourselves too, okay? And we have responsibility towards that. So cool the emotions. All right, allow the King of Cups to do his job. He kind of comes in, cools everybody off, and says, okay, I understand. Feelings are a little high right now. We're going to bring that down. That's kind of what he does. I understand we're all feeling a little extra sensitive right now. Yeah. Okay. You're feeling this, they're feeling that. Let's bring it down. That's what he does. Okay. You would think he's a very emotional guy, but he's emotionally mature. He's the most emotionally mature for that reason. So let's cool the emotions down, and I think that's what you've been doing. Okay. I think you hit all the finer points of your decision making and why, what you did and why. It makes perfect sense to me. Okay. But yeah, I am saying, honey, one of the few times instead of, I don't know what to do, so I guess we're just going to leave it like that. Oh, kill me. How boring is that? You might actually have some really strong insight and or resolution towards this at some point in the future, That's wonderful. Okay. Okay, cooling off the emotions. They're neither over here and they're not over here. For most of us, they're right here. Okay, that's enough. I will see you for your short shuffle and in 2 weeks for your next full-length message. Sag, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.